All right, here we go. We got number 7, number 8, algebra 1. Chapter 5, practice test. 7, question 7 and 8. Okay? So, number 7, the first stat. What is it? Given. Okay? Alright, next step. We need to turn a 5 into a 3 or a 5 into a 6. Which one? Now obviously we're not going to be able to make a 5 into a 3 or a 5 into a 6, are we? No. So we need to decide which one do we want to get rid of, X or Y?
Y, yeah, Y.
Y? Okay. So we want to get rid of Y, and then we're going to multiply X, or the bottom one, by 6, and the top one by 5. Now they're already opposite signs, right? So when we do that, okay, they're going to become opposite numbers. Does that make sense? So if I multiply 6 by 5, it becomes 30, right? If I multiply 5 by 6, it becomes 30. Does that make sense? So just trying to get rid of 11. Or sorry, just trying to get rid of Y, okay? So everybody on the block gets it. What happens when we're doing everybody on both sides? It's DM. Good job. DM. DM with the arrow on the bottom, right? Because it's both sides. Sad math, okay? So 5 times 3. 15. 5 times 6. 30. 5 times 6. Or negative 6. Negative 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Then 6 times negative 5.
Negative 30.
Negative 30. 6 times negative 5. Negative 30. And 6 times negative 15. So a lot of times you're going to have to take that 15, say 6 times negative 10, you're going to have negative 60. 6 times negative 5, you're going to have negative 30. You add those together, you get negative 90. Okay? So that's how it came up with the 90, okay? So kind of a little bit on the side. DM is done. What do we do now?
Do we add 30?
We add both equations. Very good. And what lets us add both equations? What's the rule?
Everyone.
No. Definition, because it's we're doing linear combination, right? Definition of linear combination. Definition of systems of equations, right? Somewhere in there, okay? So, linear combination, okay? Alright, so, what is negative 30 and 15? Negative 15. 30 and negative 30, cancel. That's what we wanted. One of them to cancel, right? Equals negative 30 and negative 90. 30 and 90. People, negative 20, right? Okay, so that was linear combination. So now what do? We step back into SAT Met. SA, nothing subtracting or adding, right? So DM, so right back to DM. Okay? I'm going to divide by negative 15 to both sides. How many times does it go into 120? Well, how many times does 30 go into 120? 3 goes into 120, 3 goes into 12, 4 times. So 30 goes into 120 4 times. Well, there's 2 15s in 30, right? So that means 2 times 4, which is
6.
Close.
Oh, 8.
Yes. So a negative and a negative makes a positive. So 8 is your answer. Double check it on your calculator if you're not sure. Okay? Alright. And so that is X. Are we done? No. So again, you can go back and multiply, by 3 and 5 to get rid of your X. Or you can substitute in 8. Now 8's not a bad number, it's a pretty easy number, right? So that's why we will substitute that back in. Okay? So we're going to use substitution, okay, to throw it back into one of the equations. Which equations looks easier to deal with? Top or bottom? Top, yeah. The top one, they're all positive, right? And that's really why. Okay? X and Y are positive. It's a lot easier to deal with positive numbers. Okay? So, we're going to take this equation. We're going to write it down here, but we're going to plug in the X. So 8 is X plus 6Y equals negative 6. And then we're going to do each step, just like we did all year long. Okay, so what's our first step? Yeah. So we're going to distribute, right? For us, we call it, sorry, we don't call it distribute, but if you do, you'll get an extra point. Okay? We start using these terms that we use in geometry. I'm going to start giving you extra credit. Okay? So, distribute or DM or MD. Which one is it?
DM. Or no, it's MD.
Why would it be MD over DM? What's the reasoning?
On one side.
It's on one side. Very good. We're only doing it here. It's on one side, so that's PEMDAS, so that's MD. Very good. With the arrow on top. Okay? So we go straight to that. We got 24 plus 6y equals negative 6. Alright? So then we want to move the 24. How do I move the 24? Subtract it, right? Now we are doing sad math. So now we're going to be doing it on both sides, which means it's SA. Okay? And that arrow is on the bottom. Okay? Because we're doing the opposite. Right? So the opposite of 24 is negative 24. We get 6y is equal to, what's negative 6 plus negative 24? Negative 30. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to step in and do what? Divide. Yeah. So DM, we're going to divide both sides by 6. We get y is equal to negative 5. Alright, so we have x and y. Are we done?
No.
No, we got one last step. One last step. What is it? What's this called? Come on, guys. It's over there.
Slope.
No. What's happening when two lines intersect? Oh, shoot. There it is. When two lines cross, what's that called? I just said it. Rewind and listen. What? Someone say? When two lines cross. It's like two roads. Two roads meet. What's that called? When you're driving down the road, or your parents are driving you down the road, and you come to a stoplight. It's called a intersection. An intersection. Intersection at, what's X? 8. What's Y? Negative 5. Okay? So it's intersection. Okay? I'm going to pause it there. So it's number 7. No, I'll go on to number 8.